Alright, so there is a good bit to talk about. So I'm going to do gameplay in the background while I sort this out. You'll notice that audio settings has been played around with. I hope it's not causing a big problem with anyone. I'm hoping that we could keep audio settings somewhere around here, so hopefully that's good for everyone. I believe the game settings are much quieter as a result, but I'm trying to find a point where my mic doesn't peak, but my voice goes over the game. Unfortunately, my headset broke, so I had to go back a mic, and that screwed up my settings really bad, and we might not have been checking our settings thoroughly in the first place, so we might not have had good settings. So I hope that the settings are better than before. So here's some good news. Pokemon Sun is going to continue being played. We have a bit of a post-game side quest. You see, you remember how the Ultra Beast was a plot thread left hanging, right? We took out Lusamine and that was a big deal in the story. Well, we do still have to deal with his Ultra Beast. And after completing the game, you will be entrusted with the ability to take on the Ultra Beast. In the Sun and Moon games, you can actually catch the Ultra Beast. And you'll be able to do so by doing this side quest, where you end up confronting these Ultra Beasts one by one. It's a neat little thing, and I do like the aesthetics, so I'm not going to speak ahead of time on how that works out. I hope you enjoy the way I'm pacing that. Now here's where I hit you with a little bit of bad news. First of all, while I did get a recording that went pretty decently well, a little slow, not perfect, but something that I could be happy about. I found out that because of my microphone, that the sound settings were way too low and the game was overbearing to my sound input. We might not have been thorough enough, and that might have been a problem all along, but noticing that, I can't let it slide, and I'm pretty much having to cut the whole attempt of recording. Second of all, we had a busy weekend. We are running really late on getting the recording after getting recording, going through Google Sheets shenanigans, and then finding out that everything was pointless. Ouch. It was a learning experience. I'm not actually upset about the whole thing. It's just disappointing, I guess, because we really want to get back on track with it. So we imagine that you guys have been enjoying it. It's not like I'm drawing any huge audience or anything, but we try, and we know there's a couple people who watch. I'm zooming through too fast, sorry. This is why auto text progression is amazing. But let's dip into the house so that we're not reading this in the open. So yeah, everything got shoved back. Fortunately, I was able to load back to a save file, but unfortunately, because of that whole mess, I ended up not really getting the... I'm kind of set back really bad still. Oh yeah, then my card here. Looks like we are going to Kalamoto on Route 8. Alright. So, that's where that's bad. And there is more bad news, but it's bad news you already know about if you've been keeping up live, because The rest of it was how December was kind of soul-crushing, really rough, and we spent January recovering, not doing great. If you've been following the Discord and the stream, we've been just kind of having a rough time ever since December, but we're hoping that things are sorting out. So we apologize for all the inconvenience, but this will be the start of our promise of getting back on track. Things in order. Now let's get back to the good. Besides that, we're going to do the Ultra Beast post game. A letter from Gladion. Besides that, we are going to be continue uploading VODs. We want to do the VOD still. And we look forward to doing crosscode and actually going through that. We're going to try to make things look nicer. We're going to try to make the production better. We're hoping that it'll blow these videos out of the water quality-wise, with getting the balance in and having better cuts, better transition screen, better main screen, hopefully. It is a little much, so the worst thing we could do is get so caught up in wanting high quality that we don't produce anything. But we will be trying to make it work. And we hope that you'll enjoy what we have to go when we're ready to do crosscode. And Looker's just like, wait, what? We are going to continue 2 days if we can. We might drop to 1 day a week to make sure that we could pace things properly, since we are doing 4 stream days a week. And that's why these offline VODs have been, offline vids have been getting the short end of the stick, because we do have the live episodes that we're doing. Which, if you're not watching the streams and you can make it to the streams, you should check it out. And if you can't, the streams are uploaded to this channel. You just jump ahead about 15 minutes and you could watch 3 hours of content. It's pretty awesome. So that's what that's about. So hopefully everything will be in order. Right, the rules. First of all, Annabelle is in the way of how this is going to work. So the endgame team will be used to defeat Annabelle. And I might have been clicking a little too fast, because I'm talking and doing this at the same time. But hopefully you've been following on the gameplay point. Basically, Looker here, who comes from Platinum, I think, thought out is part of International Police. He's like, oh hey, this Ultra Beast incident exploded, and the Ultra Beasts are being a disaster, predictably enough, because they're powerful and they're entirely unlike what the ecosystem is used to dealing with. So we're going to try to take care of that. We want to keep these Ultra Beasts from having to be put down, but we will if we have to. And the special force for this is like, we should get the Lola champion in on this. I know they're a little kid, but let's save the animals. Try not to kill the Ultra Beasts if you could help it. And now that they record it, now they get you in on this, and that's how you get involved with the Ultra Beasts. And unfortunately, to do this, as you can see right here, Annabelle will ask you to do a battle to test you, make sure you're good for this challenge. I have a set of rules that are a little strict on my encounters, and I do not have room in my schedule, so to speak, to defeat Annabelle. So it's just gonna have to be the endgame scene. And speaking of, while we're beating up Annabelle, I'll go over the setting that we're running on. So you'll notice that it says static team. The box that I have at the end of a game, minus any Pokemon I beat the game with, so the current team I'm running cannot participate. But the rest of the Pokemon in the box can participate. But once I pick my team, I cannot change it for the rest of this post-game. That is not dark. That is dark. I pick a team of 6 that will hopefully carry me through all the Ultra Beasts. They will be leveled up to level 50 before starting this. I'll do the spray thing, keep away Pokemon names blanking out to keep the Pokemon from encountering on the way over. But we'll get to those Ultra Beasts, and then we'll fight with these level 50 Pokemon. If we lose the fight with the Ultra Beast, we'll level up the team by 1 and try it again. And if we beat an Ultra Beast, but level up, then we will bring up everyone who's not at that level to the highest level on the team. So the team is always equal level with these encounters. And the self-imposed challenge here is not a Nuzlocke, obviously, because this is definitely not Nuzlocke rules. The challenge is to beat all these Ultra Beast encounters with as low of a level as possible. Because we're trying to save the Ultra Beasts in game, there is a stipulation. The game will want us to catch the Pokemon. Did I was able to do Venom Drench. I do Venom Drench. I'm going to check. Is that 100 accuracy? Okay, apparently it just cannot. Alright. If it's going on, then I have something to work with that. So that's where that rules come in. We have limited item accessibility. We can do hold items, and we can use TMs to teach Pokemon moves. But we will not use the Mega Evolution Stones. We will not use Z moves. So Z Crystals are useless. And we cannot use items in mid-battle. So pretty much it's going to be doing as much damage as possible and then throw a Pokeball and hope that we don't get killed doing it. Another limitation, and actually the final limitation, is that we have to have our starter in the team. Which, the starters are good Pokemon, so that's not a bad limitation. But it probably is a bit of a throw out of the loop for team building and for the fact that, well, we lost our starter, so the starter wasn't in the box. Yeah. So it'll be Daisy and 5 other Pokemon. So in the last recording, I pretty much coded up a spreadsheet in Google Documents in order to figure out who our team of 6 is. I then realized that the lookup command in Google Spreadsheets is completely broken. It will bring up inconsistent results even if you do the coding exactly the way its examples demonstrate you to. The lookup function just does not work. So I spent more time than I'd like to admit on trying to fix that, because I thought I was doing something wrong for the longest time. Fortunately, there's 3 solutions to it. Many people use VLOOKUP, to my understanding. I should not have done that. Can Cordy survive? Oh wow, 3 of the Pokemon are fainted. But I got my wrist off. What was the 3rd one? There was Snorlax, there was the one that came out after Switch. No, there was Alexander Snorlax. I think Snorlax was the last one I saw. So Weavile and someone else. Someone got completely trashed. Okay, that's good to know. So the VLOOKUP really works well, from what I understand. Many spreadsheets that we have seen over time, it keeps wanting to do rest. Has shown that VLOOKUP works perfectly well, but we wanted to use a better command for what we wanted to do. HLOOKUP is basically a variation of VLOOKUP, because VLOOKUP does like the first column, HLOOKUP does the first row. But there is XLOOKUP, which is just lookup, and I guess Google's developers only tested that one because that one works just fine. It's barely a different command. I would argue that it's the same command, just written a little differently. So I actually eventually found out that XLOOKUP worked fine, and I set up a team, and I had this nice recording about how there's a travesty in Google Sheets. But yeah. So I did work out a team, and I will introduce you to who I have picked out for my team. Let's do Leaf Storm. This battle is entirely off track, by the way. The last time I did this battle, I lost nobody, and here I am talking about my misadventures and not paying attention to the screen half the fight. So I lost 2 Pokemon. Oh well. This is kind of a highest hurrah for the team. And I feel like the announcements are much more important to go over. And that's a critical hit! There's that. But so you're about to see the team. You are getting some progress in the game made back. You know, the plans to improve the interface, the next project, going Sun and Moon. I feel like something's missing. I am trying to make everything come out today. It's a little late, but it's at least on the day that our recording should be coming out. This is probably a reminder because I think I mentioned it already, but I want to make sure it's out. We might drop to 1 day because of limits, but we're going to try to keep it to 2, or 1 a week. We're going to try to keep it to 2 a week. Oh yeah! All of these post-game sessions will be done by me, Viva. The other alters will not participate in this post-game thing. It's kind of because I didn't get to participate by the end of a main run, so it's kind of a compensation. Oh. So, I already knew that Senor was going to be on the team. We're also going to do Hariyama. Hariyama's Hariyama. Hariyama is not particularly badly off on weaknesses. There's only about 3. It's pretty versatile. It has a solid HP stat that makes its slightly subpar defensive stats work out. And it has a rather frightening attack stat. It also has crappy speed, so everything is probably going to move faster than it. Which is unfortunate, but it takes hits well enough to make it work. Crobat will be our next member. Its amazing speed, its serviceable attack are something that will really let us get a footing in these fights if we play our cards right. Also, apparently between the Centaur and Crobat, most of the weaknesses are covered. So because the way I formatted it, it was hard to tell what would be good additions to the team at a ready glance. Everything worked so perfect at the end that backfired. Stoutland is a pick because nothing really in the terms of weaknesses. It's actually pretty decently tanking. It's got slightly above average the special defense. Its physical defense is about the average, and its HP is not lacking. Although its speed is a little on the lacking side, it makes up for it for a pretty solid attack. Not as good as Hariyama, but still going to take out Pokemon, and hopefully it could finish up the fight. Oricorio, because of time constraints, will not be put to any other dancing types. Which is unfortunate because I have an Incineroar. I already have a fire Pokemon. But Oricorio looks like it will do well enough as it is. It'll be our special attacker it'll be a special attacker for the team. Its stats are well not rounded enough that it could really work with it. And finally, Crabominable. It's going to be our other really heavy attacker. Its physical attack is base 132. It will hurt things. It will be slow. It will eat hits. It can eat hits, but it will punch, and things will be punched. And hopefully not take advantage of the fact that it's a part ice type. It evolves into part ice type. So, on top of that, these Pokemon, they're going to be a little tough to evolve. Cyan has a friendship evolution. I tried to avoid the tougher evolutions a little bit, but it's kind of inevitable if I want a good Pokemon. But this one's already evolved. This one has area-based evolution. This one does not evolve. And this one's obviously final stage not evolving. And this is just a simple level up. So it's not going to be too bad. But it will be something that I will do off screen and probably tell you about. So that is everything. That is everyone caught up, I hope. We did not go as far as to go to Miss Wick. But we could do the Miss Wick. He wants to get to Miss Wick. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll go back to the team and then we will go ahead and see what's going on. We'll see what's going on with the Ultra Beast. I don't think we'll be running around in the actual overworld, besides going straight to where the Ultra Beasts are and going back to the Interpol team. So hopefully this gets a lot of a headway out, and we'll probably have a lot of battles in a row in the streams or in the videos from now on. Alright, so here we are with Wick. So much appreciate what you did for Lily and Lucimine. Lily asked me last favor before she left. She wanted to explain to you why she and her mother had to go to Kanto. Well, we do not know if it was because of her oligoster toxins, her fusion with a beast, or the strain of a Z power. She's basically in a coma. So Lily has decided that Bill, in a surprising callback, it caught me on surprise at least, had a little bit of a side plot where they're like, oh, fuse myself with Pokemon. Because he's weird and curious. But hey, it's coming in handy. They could not have planned that out this many games. So Gold Silver was supposed to be the last release. And well, Blue or Red and Green was a shot in the wild. But yeah, they will be seeing if they could remove the poisons from her body so that she could serve for her crimes. Lucimine is getting really beat down in this. Apparently, Gladion also left Aetherbeard. That might be when they left during the story. Because I think Gladion's running things. And the fact that we're seeing her reminisce about Gladion actually, well, taking care of himself. I mean, I wasn't ignoring you. I was recapping, but you know, that was because you had interesting things to say. Oh. You know how to satisfy someone. Right with food. Getting to someone's stomach is the secret. Oh, we're not done here yet, though. We do still have to figure out the whole thing with Ultra Beast. Why did you walk away when we needed to talk about that? Matter of Ultra Beast. Discussing on this is prohibited. So, of course, between you, me, and the audience out there, 10 Beast Balls. So, they were ready to capture the Ultra Beasts, but they're ridiculously expensive and difficult to create. So, you will get very few of them. And we're going to have to go back to Interpol group to see what information they had. So we have to make this count. But let's check out this out. We got DNA splicers. That's suspicious. A prison bottle. That's extremely suspicious. And Soul Dude. That is relatively anticlimactic. These are all items that are good for Pokemon. DNA splicers are for the version Black-White legendaries, because there was a gimmick where the Black 2, White 2 Pokemon legendary merges with either the White Dragon or the Black Dragon. That's what DNA splicers does. Prison bottle. You probably know this already. It's Hoopa's item. Life Soul Dew. Soul Dew. It's Latios and Latios item. You know, Pokemon can't stand being frozen, so it's not such a big issue with them. They could get frozen solid in a battle. But normally, when you get cryogenically frozen, that's actually a bit of a pure sci-fi thing. Because the problem with cryogenic freezing isn't getting people thawed out properly. Not quite. What kills you in cryogenic freezing with today's technology is the cryogenic freezing. I made that mistake last recording too, with the floors. Yeah, turns out freezing someone is in fact freezing someone to death. So hopefully that end battle status condition freeze is indicative of the durability that they could be safely thawed out. And it's sci-fi-ish game, so that will be utopian tone, so they could work something out. Right? Right? And alright. Now let's wrap up this last bit of plot. And just meet Miss Slick, who's working with. Please speak English. Thank you, Annabelle. Speaking for the audience. And to be honest, it's not that difficult to figure out. Yep, and we have seen the symbiont that we were seeking. And with a title card! I am so happy for that title card. Looks like we have a job to do. Annabelle will take care of protected areas. We will go head first into the monsters that will throw us left from one. Isn't our character traumatized from her last experience? Lusamine merged with a Pokemon and turned into a terrifying tentacle beast. I don't want to get involved with that. Looker is Lookout. He's the lookery guy. You know how to lay guy down to Annabelle. Yeah, probably just have gotten some clerk to take care of this. But I guess Looker is someone who can pretty much serve needs with his good disguising ability. We will need more information because we didn't get any information about where the Ultra Beast is. Tell me about the Ultra Beast. There you go. Terrifying parasitic beasts. I could use Pokemon and humans as hosts. Sightings report a single specimen. Sightings were made in 2 locations. Bullet Volcano Park and Diglett's Tunnel. Repels are what we will need to skip over the encounters. Ugh. Anyways. It seems highly likely that the creature is on the move around Skull Island. Beast Balls. The incredibly valuable Pokeballs. Who works in secret labs and she says a single ball costs $1 million. Here's you have some of them on. Some of them. We have them. telling us to be careful. I ended up getting information on Nyx about why. I totally finished the mission. Alright, I won't lie, even though you'll just repeat the dialogue. Alright. So, you do not want to run into this. At the start of each mission, you'll run into them. They'll like refresh your Pokeballs, and you'll need about 1 to 4. But if you run out, Looker can give you more. 1 at a time. So if you screw up, have fun. Although they're lenient with the amount of Pokeballs and with the refreshes, you do have to watch out in case you screw up. Well, you could actually also stock up on them after the side quest by attaching them to Pokemon in the PC. And since you have none, you'll be like, oh no, you ran out of Pokeballs, let me give you one. Game does not check what Pokemon are holding onto them. But yeah, that is where we will stop. We did still get a half hour of video. Pretty much straight of me talking. I need a cup of water and to get some rest before work. I hope you enjoy the video. And please do give feedback. Well, we want to look at how we could do better. And do check out the streams. If you can't catch them live, you can still watch them on the channel. There's like 1 a day a month throughout this whole month. You have a lot of 3-hour content on that. There's like 15 minutes advance for preparing for the stream. So just jump forward 5 minutes. And just in case it starts a little early, and there you could watch the streams. But hope you enjoyed this, and hope you all have a great day. Do like, subscribe, and comment, of course.